Lean into beliefs, limiting beliefs that hold us back from achieving what we can potentially achieve. And so that's what we call the scarcity mindset.
Welcome to the Action Playbook. I'm Jason Fox.
And I'm Coach Robin.
And we're helping leaders take action in life and business. Yeah, it's been 3 weeks off the mic, but man, do we sound good on the mic.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike, isn't it?
Giddy up. Oh, that's a horse. Skirt.
Giddy up.
Okay, welcome back to the Action Playbook, episode 16. And today we're talking about
scarcity versus abundance.
So that's a mindset thing.
It is definitely a mindset.
Love it. Love it. I'm ready to dive in.
Let's do it. Scarcity is a really interesting thing. We have this. We lean into beliefs, limiting beliefs that hold us back from achieving what we can potentially achieve, and so that's what we call the scarcity mindset, right? Mm-hmm. And it really comes from this idea. I think there's two places that it comes from. The one is this idea of a zero-sum game. And what a zero-sum game means is that in order for me to win, someone's got to lose.
Correct.
Because the pie is only so big, and in order for me to get a bigger slice, somebody else has to take a smaller slice. Yep. So this idea that there's only a finite market out there with the finite products and services that I can provide.
Correct. So I'm a plumber. I want to earn $1 million in my business. The only way I'm going to earn $1 million in my business is if I take business from my competitor, rather than actually there's probably just some more work out there. There's probably actually quite a lot of work out there. Maybe I should go and look somewhere else rather than in his client book.
You know, grow your market, grow your market footprint, or grow your products and services that you can offer. You know, and you can offer to your existing customers. Yeah. There's all these growth opportunities that are in front of us, but because we have a scarcity mindset, what it does is it actually keeps us thinking small. And when you're thinking small, you're not looking big picture. You're not, blue sky dreaming. You're just focusing in on what you need to be doing today. What I have to, the bills I have to pay this month. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, when they started Apple, they started in the garage, right?
Sure.
They didn't have massive amount of funding behind them. They didn't have fancy offices and factories or anything. They were just operating out of a garage. But do you think they let that stop them from building a multi-trillion-dollar business that is, in global across every country in the world?
No, I don't think that. I also think they're a little bit special though, because computers weren't a big thing. There was only really the two brands. So that's harder to relate than maybe a plumber or a builder or someone else out there. But absolutely no. But they were following the vision and all the rest of it to get them to where they wanted to, right? It was never probably about earning the $1 million for them. Yeah. It was that they loved the technology and all the rest of it.
So it's interesting that what you say though, because you're 100% right. Personal computers was a new thing, but IBM was, the big blue was the dominator of computers at that time. So computers wasn't a new thing. Personal computing was new, but that's the opportunity that they saw.
Sure.
So, in that context, they still had this big machine that was dominating and that they had to go and fight against. But it wasn't with the mindset of we're going to take business away from them. They looked at it as an abundance thing to say what other opportunities exist in that space that isn't currently being operated in.
Yeah, and they really shook the world when they created the touchless phone or the buttonless phone, didn't they? What do you mean this phone's only a screen? How does this work?
What do you mean you have to
Witchcraft.
use your finger? Are you crazy?
How am I going to dial that? I know my 9 buttons.
See, the iPhone anniversary is the 15th iPhone anniversary came up last week.
Yes, we know you're very passionate about Apple products.
I do love Apple.
No.
Yeah, so scarcity is this idea that, you know, people need to, some people have to lose in order for me to win. The other aspect of scarcity thinking is what is our concept of money? What are the beliefs that we have around money? Now, I mean, money, if you really just break it down, it's just a currency for value, right? And
Numbers in an account somewhere in the world, and there's never been more of them.
And there's honestly an infinite amount of money in the world.
Yeah, and I think this is the real conversation, right? Because how many people do we see that in their personal or their businesses are flat out trying to look at how they can save $1 and the time and energy that goes into trying to save $1 rather than how can I create another. So if you try and save $1, this is kind of like investing too. If you earn $1,000 a week and you try and save $1, if you're able to save every dollar you earn, the max you can save is $1,000 a week. But how can I improve myself, re-educate myself, get another business on the side, whatever it may be? Could I potentially earn $2,000 a week, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a week? I tell you what, you're going to have a lot more money in the long run if you figure out how to earn $10,000 a week and go and spend your $1,000 than rather try and save $1,000 a week.
100%. And for the business owners listening or watching this podcast, you know, the scarcity around money leads to making decisions like discounting.
The race to the bottom.
Yeah, it's a race to the bottom. Yeah, and discounting is a terrible strategy for any business because the impact of even a 10% discount, what you have to sell to make up that lost revenue from discounting is absolutely crazy when you see that in a matrix. And so
you'll do less and earn more, right?
Yeah.
Let's put our prices up so we can do less work, serve our customers better, but earn more money.
Yeah.
Have less expenses, less staff potentially. Yeah.
So often discounting we see as actually a devaluing of yourself, you know, or your service that you offer. And so it's because you feel like, you know, if you don't do this, you're not going to get the business. And so comes back to this scarcity thinking, and it holds us back when we start thinking that way. But then on the other hand, you've got abundance and abundant thinking, and you know, we talk at Action Coach, we talk about abundance all the time because we share all of our knowledge with each other. We don't see coaches as competition. We see coaches as people that are making a difference in other people's lives. So why not share what we have? If it helps them change someone's life, you know, all the better for it, and the world will be better for it. And that sort of abundance really makes a big difference for us. And also then the idea that you know, getting away from somebody has to lose in order to win, it pushes us. It pushes us to new ground, new areas, new growth opportunities that really helps us fulfill our potential.
And that's exactly what we're doing here with this podcast. We could keep our thoughts and our ideas to ourselves, but how does that benefit anyone? But we're out here, we're sharing this content with you, and we're hoping to add value to all of your lives.
And hoping to make a difference.
Yeah, that's it. And if you want to have a conversation with us, come sit down in one of our offices, whether you want finance, coaching, whatever it might be. Fantastic. We'd love to hear from you. But there's no conditions hooked to this podcast. We're doing it because we would like to see everyone succeed in life. Yeah,
and I mean, you know, I've had a business that employed 100 staff and, you know, significant revenues in the business and so on. And I know there's no ways I could ever have achieved that if I had the scarcity mindset. You know, I remember a quick story. I remember we, at some point in my business journey, we decided to get one of those corporate boxes at Newlands Rugby Stadium for the season. And we went up to go and have a look at it. And, you know, I had a tour of the corporate suites. And I was there with one of my mates and a business partner, Craig, and he turned and said to me, Robin, when you started this, did you ever picture that, like us having this box? And I was like, yeah, didn't you? And it was that sort of thinking when I realized that I never let, because coming back to the scarcity versus abundance, some people feel like they don't deserve the success. To me, it was never a question whether I deserved it or not. It was there for me to grab. And the other abundant approach that I've always had, that I've realized now really helped me in that journey of success, was this idea that money was the last problem to solve. It was always the last problem to solve, because I didn't believe that there was a limit on the money. Money would come when everything was right. And so having that mentality and that mindset to go forward, and we'll figure out the money side, because that wasn't my limiting, that wasn't my starting point that would limit my thinking. It was like, what is the potential? What is the opportunity? Oh, okay, all right, well, we need to fund it. Let's go and figure that out now. And so giving myself that open and blank canvas to go and explore opportunity really helped me to grow the business to the point where, it got to.
It's funny you bring that up, because Daniel, my business partner, just spent 10 days in Gold Coast, and he's like, bro, why are we in New Zealand? He's like, it just reminds me how much more abundance there is in everything. And then he opened up his map. He goes, from Gold Coast to Brisbane here, there's 5 million people, and the same distance it is to drive to Hamilton to Auckland, where there's maybe 2. But the conversation that happened is like, what we need to do is we need to buy an Airbnb, a real nice one on the waterways, and it can be Airbnb'd out, but then we can do like quarterly retreats where we bring our top clients over, and we're all of 5 weeks into this business, and that's why we're already talking. Yeah, we're already designed in our head what the office is going to look like. We won't be here forever. Yeah, we know there's going to be 10 or 20 people working out of it. It's going to be hissing. They're going to have a great work-life balance. We're going to have a lot of fun on the way through. Like we're designing it from day one. We're not going out going, shouldn't invest in that, or maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm burning money at the moment. Mm-hmm. It's been quite daunting. 3 months of just lighting fire to the stuff. But I know it's coming, and it's coming in quite quick now. I'm starting to write deals because I believe they're out there.
Yeah, but then on the flip side of New Zealand, right, I come from a city that has the same population as the entire New Zealand population. And yet there are still massively successful global businesses that come from New Zealand.
Correct.
Xero is one of those. It was born.
Can't be that successful if it's Xero. Xero, the accounting software. Gotcha.
Not the zero sum game, the zero accounting software that has had a global impact, and that's because you have leaders in those organizations that don't have the scarcity mindset. They're not limited to just thinking small. They think big. So. I really want to encourage our listeners and viewers, get out there and think big. Give yourself permission. You deserve more. Explore opportunity, and don't give in to scarcity mindset. It's just going to hold back the potential of what you can achieve.
Easy. I think that sums it up. It's shorter than what you'd like, but I think it sums it up. I don't think we need to go any further. So can you put it to bed there, Robin?
I can put it to bed. If the point comes across clearly. Scarcity versus mindset. Don't allow
abundance.
Small thinking. Yeah.
Abundance. There's plenty out there.
Sorry, did I say mindset?
A classic example of this actually was, I said it on Common Unity a couple of podcasts ago, where someone was upset about the fact that we laugh too much on the podcast. I was like, oh, diddums, poor you. I'm so sorry that we're enjoying ourselves. But you know what? There's plenty of other podcasts out there. If you scroll through, probably actually take quite a while to find us. So you can scroll straight on past 2 if you like, because there is 8 billion people on Earth, and I'm sure we'll give value to some. If it's not you, move along.
As long as the value is delivered, let's have some fun. And business should be fun.
That's indeed.
that's a message that I had to learn myself.
Yep. And just because the word recession's getting bandied around, I tell you what, there's still a lot of opportunity out there when people are retracting. Put your foot down.
Yep. Again, scarcity thinking.
Hashtag this is not financial advice. All right, guys, get out there and take some action.